the stopping ground for Allah.
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Easy, when you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, some going to 20 pop. Put in toto ichiki. Bila living sense in hot.
Good morning, folks. Good morning, wherever you're joining us this morning. We'd like to welcome you to the program from the print news here on Freedom Communications Incorporated. As a matter of fact, today is the first Monday in the month of May, and I'm glad to be here where I can share my own views and take on national issues that concern our country. As a matter of fact, today is the 5th of May, and I'm being joined by our radio LIP partner, Gus Coleman. Gus is with us. Good morning, Gus.
Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Liberia. Gus Coleman. Glad to be here. How was your weekend?
Great. Our weekend was great.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this morning we have on our decks 2 local dailies, but let's quickly recognize our sponsors. We want to recognize Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. We want to recognize Exeter's Best Price Store on the Gurley Street in the Old Road, and our big Crime Stoppers Liberia for making this platform available for us to make our voices heard. So this morning I have 2 local dailies on my decks. I have the Daily Observer and I have the Front Page Africa. But just before we go into the paper, I have this very, very, very concerning missing person announcement on my desk. So let's quickly have it. This is to announce to the public that a little girl named Lishula Masira Woodson, she's reported missing. Well, and let's get the full information quickly. I'm sorry. Okay, I think I have it. It is heartbreaking to announce that Lishula Masira Woodson, commonly known as Masira, is missing. Masira is 16 years old and a resident of New Georgia Estate. She left her New Georgia Estate residence since Tuesday, April 29, 2025, and has not returned. We have searched and called all where we could, but to no avail. The case has been reported to the Liberia National Police. Anyone knowing her whereabouts or come in contact with her should please contact the nearest police station or call these numbers: 0775-414-290, 0886-429-583, 0770-372-639, and 0886-372-639. Please, okay. And so that's it. That's just it. So the parents are in search of her. So if you are listening to this announcement, you can reach the family on that number or take her to the nearest police station. It has been 6 days. I mean, it's not easy for no parent, your child at the age of 16 all of a sudden just disappeared. We are taking anything along with them. When children are sometimes running away, they'll carry one or two items, and stuff like that. So we're hoping that the family will be able to find her and know what it means. Imagine you have your kid missing, and you have to go to bed every night because it's not an easy thing. I don't wish that for no parent. But let's quickly go into our program this morning. We have two local dailies on our decks, like I said, and we we have two local dailies on our decks, the Daily Observer and the Front Page Africa. Let's begin with the Daily Observer. I'm sorry I didn't mention Wendell. Wendell's not faring too well. I got a call for him this morning on my way here that he will not be with us today. But let's wish him speedy recovery. Let's keep him in our prayers, and I'm sure he will be with us on tomorrow. So we have the Front Page Africa on my deck. So the top story here says tension between the bench and the bar. Supreme Court skips Bar Association's Law Day program after President criticizes law landmark ruling. Okay, and this story is on page 8. We'll run some lines there. I'm interested. Um, I don't have to be a lawyer, right? And we have it where it's on page 8. Tension between the bench and the bar. Supreme Court packs bar associations. Bar associations law day program after president criticizes landmark ruling. The Supreme Court of Liberia's absence from the Liberian National Bar Association's International Law Day program on May 3rd has sent off alarm bells across Liberia's legal community, exposing what now appears to be a widening institutional rift between the country's top court and its primary professional legal body. While the court offered no official explanation for its boycott, legal observers widely believe that it was a pointed response to the LNBA president, Chancellor Bono M. Varma's criticism of the recent Supreme Court's ruling. In particular, Varma's challenge of the court's intervention in a legislative leadership dispute involving reinstatement of Speaker J. Fonanti Kofa has sparked controversy over the boundaries of judicial power. In an April 29 press statement, Varma declared that the court had overstepped its authority, urging that the ruling violated the doctrine of separation of powers and encroached on the legislature's autonomy. This is simply a violation of the political question doctrine, the LMBA statement read, warning that such rulings could lead to judicial overreach and disturb the balance among Liberia's three branches of government. The tension, which had simmered quietly for days, burst into full view during the Law Day celebration, with a theme justice, accountability, and inclusion, building a stronger Liberia under the rule of law. Vama used his address to emphasize institutional reform, legal transparency, and renew public trust in the justice system. Democracy is more than elections. It is rooted in the strong institutions, transparency, and above all, justice, he said. But former Chief Justice Laura Mususquat, serving as keynote speaker, offered a starkly contracting tone without naming Varma directly. She rebuked the LMBA's recent posture. The statement from the bar president was not only inappropriate but deeply troubling, she said, adding that the bar should not be seen as undermining the authority of the Supreme Court. In a metaphor loaded with meaning, Scott warned, "You cannot dress the devil in private and undress him in the public." Her remarks were widely understood as a defense of judicial dignity and a critique of what she views as the bar's public shaming of the court. But the controversy has not only split the bench from the bar, it has fractured the bar itself. Shortly after the release of the April 29 statement, LMBA Vice President Chancellor F. Joa Loyson openly disassociated herself from it, questioning both its process and content. I'm not going to own that statement because that statement is that of the president of the LMBA as an individual and not the LMBA. She told Front Page Africa, revealing that Varman had bypassed advice to consult the executive committee before issuing such a high stake position. This internal dissent suggests a growing leadership crisis within the LMBA, as well as concerns about political alignment and neutrality. What was intended as a constitutional critique has instead triggered questions about the association's independence and cohesion. Despite the court's absence, the Lord Day program proceeded. Councillor Varman, while reiterating his call for reform, also extended appreciation to the judiciary, civil society, and international partners. He called on the Ministry of Justice to prioritize the hearing of qualified law graduates and emphasized that the law must remain a shield for the weak and a restraint on power. But the most powerful image of the day may have been the one that wasn't staged: the conspirators' empty seats of the justices. Their absence turned the celebration into a quiet battlefield for institutional identity, public legitimacy, and a future of legal accountability in Liberia. All right, let's look at most stories this morning on the front page of the Front Page Africa newspaper. Untouchable door broadcast silence on Commerce Inspector Cooper academic fraud allegations while suspending two officials for corruption. This is also right here on the front page. Untouchable door broadcast silence on Commerce Inspector Cooper academic fraud allegations while suspending two officials for corruption. And it says, gone too soon, family friends moons Cletus Noah. Well, Cletus Noah, ex-chief of office staff of former minister of finance, 12. This is saddening. This is really saddening. And we'd like to extend our condolence to the family. Bill Mountain is right here. It says Bill Mountain and workers union sue historic Labor Day, forcing a stronger future. Both parties agreed to maintain a non-discriminatory work environment, establishing or ensuring that employees are not treated unfairly based on gender, tribe, and political affiliation, religion, or union membership. The company also reaffirmed its responsibility to maintain workplace discipline and sound business practices, while the union committed to upholding employee conduct in line with the agreement. We hope this is true. We hope that this is not just for the public to read. It's actually going to be implemented. Well, let's look at the final story on this Front Page Africa. We have government retains Esalamita Liberia as operation of Yekepa Bikana Railroad after months of negotiation, maintaining investors' confidence. Where's this story? It's in the interest of preserving legacy certainty, maintaining investors' confidence, and ensuring operational stability. The RMCC has resolved to retain Asalamita Liberia as the rail operator of the existing railroad infrastructure. This decision is grounded in the following considerations: Asalamita's rights and obligations under its existing mineral development agreement, extended remain litigation legally binding, charging its current rule could expose the government to delay critical infrastructure use and compromise national interest. And so the story is on page 2. I'm interested. Let's take some lines. Okay, we have it. It says, after months of negotiations, the government of Liberia has decided to retain Asalamita as the operator of the Yekepa Bikana Railroad. The decision, announced by the Inter-Ministerial Concessions Committee, followed extensive deliberations concerning multi-user access and operational responsibility for the 243-kilometer rail line. The railroad, originally constructed and operated in the Liberian American Swedish mining company before the Liberian Civil War, was inherited by ArcelorMittal under its 2005 mineral development agreement with the government of Liberia. Since then, ArcelorMittal has invested over US 800 million in the rehabilitation and operation of railroad, making it a sole operator to debate. However, recent interest from Avinhor Liberia, a subsidiary of Avinhor Atlantic Incorporated, to export iron ore through the same railroad from neighboring Guinea led the government to consider appointing an independent rail operator. That proposal was met with strong resistance from the AML following months of negotiation and review. The IMCC has now reaffirmed AML's position as the official rail operator, citing legal, economic, and operational considerations. In a formal letter addressed to President Joseph Boakai, IMCC Chairman and National Investments Commission Chairperson Jeff B. Badio as Blabo, stated, the interest of preserving legal certainty, maintaining investor confidence, and ensuring operational stability, the IMCC has resolved to retain ArcelorMittal Liberia as the rail operator of the existing railroad infrastructure. According to Blabo, the decision was based on several key considerations. Legal standing AML's rights and obligations under its existing mineral development agreement are remain legally bounding. A shift in operator could expose the government to litigation and delay critical infrastructure usage. Let's have you back. Okay. Substantial investment. Blabo said AML has already invested significantly in restoring the railroad. Retaining AML helps avoid operational disruptions, especially as the company plans to scale on export rather to 20 million metric tons annually by the end of 2025. Multi-user access commitment. The government remains committed to a transparent and fair multi-user access framework under the rules, standard operating and procedure, which ensures non-discriminatory access for all qualified users, including Ivanhoe, Liberia. So far, these are all of the stories we have from the front page Africa. Let's quickly run through the daily observer we have on our decks. And the top story says executive order infused new life. US 2 million into war crimes as Chancellor Jala Babu sets sight on a 2027 start date. Okay, so where is the story? Let's check this 10. Okay, we have page 10 right here. It says President Joseph Newman Boakai has signed Executive Order number 148, renewing the mandate of the Office of War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia and committing US 2 million to fund its operations. The move came last Friday, May 2nd, 2025, the day the initial order establishing the office, Executive Order number 131, was set to expire. The move follows reports last week that the OWECCL was operating on a shoestring budget of US 313,000 and facing difficulties obtaining timely disbursements from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. The budgetary increase, according to Councillor Jal Babu, demonstrates the president's quest for a pursuit of the rule of law. Babu, the former dean of Louis Arthur Graham School of Law at the University of Liberia, is the second to serve on the OWECCL's executive director. His journey follows the ouster of Councillor Jonathan Masakwe, whose appointment drew ire of civil society organizations and human rights advocates. Babu called on international partners to support the government of Liberia's efforts to bring justice to those who were victims of the war. In essence, We have adequate funding, at least from the perspective of the government, and that should encourage our partners to also jump in and assist, he said. Councillor Dempster Brown, chair of the Independent National Human Rights Commission, also thanked President Borkai for the increase of funding. He then issued a strong call for unhindered access to funds, urging the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning to ensure the funds are made available without delay. The budget must not face bottlenecks. If the court is to function effectively, timely and full access to funding is essential, he said. A long time coming, still President Bouakai had established the OWECCL by Executive Order 131 on May 2nd, 2024. It's mandate to lead the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court and the National Anti-Corruption Court. Once established, the WECC will prosecute persons and organizations identified as responsible for crimes committed during the nation's years of civil crisis, which lasted between 1979 to October 20, that's 2003. The NACC will adjudicate matters involving acts of corruption committed from 1979 to present. The framework fulfills a succession of legal and diplomatic processes intended to secure and maintain the peace. The first was the 2003 Comprehensive Accra Peace Agreement, which brought an end to the nation's civil war. The CPA mandated the establishment of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, charged with examining human rights abuses from January 1979 to October 2003. The nine-member commission officially completed its mandate on June 30, 2009, recommending a wide range of interventions aimed at addressing the root causes of the Liberian Civil War and fostering national healing and reconciliation. Well, let's leave it there and look at more stories this morning. We have Bokai orders President. This is okay. It says Bokai orders reversal of unauthorized road operation ship decision. NIC chairman's action under scrutiny. Okay, this is right here. Africa asks its highest code to define climate justice. Here's why that matters. Okay, the story is on page 3. You can also grab a copy. Orange Liberia celebrates completion of ACE fiber rerouting. CEO highlights both achievements, economic impact, and future investment. Let's bring you to the back page. EPA slams Lone Star Cell MTN with a 15K fine, says company failed to comply with environmental pollution regulations. Okay, EPA slams Lone Star Cell and MTN with US 15K fine, says company failed to comply with environmental pollution regulations. The Environmental Protection Agency of Liberia has fined Lone Star Cell MTN 15,000 for the telecommunication giant's failure to address environmental safety requirements. The imposition of the fine came following the company's failure to fully implement key recommendations issued after a pilot investigation into a noise pollution complaints from community residents. EP Executive Director Dr. Emmanuel K. Yure Yakpawolo said at a press conference on Friday, May 2nd. In a strongly worded press statement issued on Monday, April 7, 2025, EP Executive Director Dr. Emmanuel K. Yure Yakpawolo disclosed that the agency had received formal complaints from community members living near the Lone Star Cell facility. Our investigation confirmed that generator operations at the Lone Star Cell MTN site are producing excessive noise and harmful emissions. Dr. Yakpawolo stated, these operations are directly affecting the health and well-being of the residents in the vicinity. According to the EPA, its technical team conducted site inspection following the complaint and found that the facility failed to implement proper noise and air pollution control mechanisms, thereby violating national environmental standards. As a result, the EPA has issued a final compliance notice to Lone Star Cell MTN demanding immediate corrective actions within 10 working days. These actions include the installation of efficient silencers on all operating generators or the relocation of those generators to a position far enough from residential areas to reduce their environmental impact. We have instructed the company to either install effective silencers or relocate the generators to minimize noise and emissions to acceptable levels, Dr. Yakbawolo emphasized. Additionally, the EPA is requiring the company to raise its generator exhaust stacks to at least 25 feet above the ground to minimize air pollution at the human breathing level. The company is also mandated to provide earplugs for staff working in close proximity to the generators, including the operators and security personnel. Dr. Yakpawolo, in an earlier press statement conference held Monday, April 8, revealed that the agency received formal complaints from community members living near Lone Star facility complaining that the generator operations at the site were producing excessive noise and harmful emissions impacting the health and well-being of nearby residents. All right, let's leave you on that. And let's see this youth coordinators boycott MYS National Policy Summit. And so far, so good. These are all of the stories we have from the front page Africa and the Daily Observer. Let's quickly take word from our sponsors. When we come back, we will definitely come with our talking points.
Why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LID market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Flu Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Easy, when you want some more, I provide it. So we start to talk. Come on, some going deep and deeper. Put in thought to EGG.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. That it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. From the center to interior, crime stop. They keeping us safe, let's stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay, so we'd like to welcome you back from that break. You just listened to our sponsors. Well, let's send controls to you guys. I don't think there's much in the paper, but let's go ahead. Guys, are you there? You have to. I can't hear you. You have to get out the same way and come back. I think that will be able to hear you. Yeah, better. So yeah, okay. Let's get out and you can get back in. And let's go on with our discussion this morning. I don't know, but of course you will have to pick the topic because I don't see much here though. Yep,
Can you
we have.
can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, I don't know. Something is the system there, but no, the Supreme Court and the lawyer group. I mean, obviously, like I said, his speech there was kind of ludicrous, but we'll leave that alone. I think the EPA story was pretty interesting, and here's why I say it's interesting. It tells
Mm,
you how. I mean, okay, I'm gonna give them credit for once trying to mitigate or fix something. First of all, here's my problem with the EPA and the government of Liberia. In every country, when stuff like that is installed, there's a place called commercial zones and whatnot. Is MTM in a commercial zone or not? You see what I'm saying?
no,
Because
it's
commercial zones give
mhm.
some of these leniency and the noise level and all of that because it's not residential area, right? This is
Right.
why we have commercial zones. But in our
Mm-hmm.
country, we don't do those things. You see what I'm saying? Now, how do you now go back to these institutions and telling them to abide when you giving them the permit to operate? Out of the whole story, the things that I heard, get some silencers and increase the stock so they can emit their smoke higher. Yes, those are things that these people can do.
Mm-hmm.
But to now go against them, I think it's kind of hard to because you give them license to operate in residential areas. Except if I'm stupid, but I'm just saying for just the layman, this is why we have commercial zones in places
Of course.
where you can have companies and people not in the same vicinity, so you can avoid some of those things. But yeah, our country again, when they when those guys came, they just beat them wherever. You got somebody land, somebody who's getting their cutting. It didn't matter. They don't care about the people in the community. But it will interest you that there's a lot of other issues going on around the country with EPA issues, where it's Mr. Yakbawo and them going. I don't know if because MTM has some real money in Monrovia, easy to target that. But I
Of
mean, I
course.
remember the Kinjaw area and all the other places. But I want to commend them for actually flagging something. But I also want to um, really go against them and the government, not just this government. I think it started on since Taylor time is when MTM started, right?
Mm-hmm.
It used to
Of
be Lone
course.
Star. Yeah, it used to be Lone Star. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
this is what we have done to our people. And sometimes we have to have these discussions. I know everybody loves politics, but these are the problems that we have in our country. These are the reason why we're not getting better. People do not sit down and they have all of their degree, Doctor Yapawolo, Doctor this, Doctor that, but they don't even sit down and think about why, or have the sense and the the requisite knowledge in these different fields prevents those things before they even start happening. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope the government and now the EPA can look at this and start looking at other things where people are processing goods in community. I remember I
Mm-hmm.
can look across the street. There is, I mean, across the bridge, there is a flower plant right there in the community. What are we doing about that? There's a lot of emission over there. What do you call it? Right there in Dole community area. You know, you go down there, there's a lot of pollution happening.
Of course.
Okay, and I can count people running around with cows in Morovia. You know, and animals and cattle.
Mm-hmm.
What is the EPA doing about those things? Because again, we cannot be in the same area as those things. It's just not the way civilized people work. So my question is, EPA, great job for flagging it, but what are we doing about all the other environmental regulations that should be followed?
Right.
And if you just walk
I
around Monrovia, you'll move everybody outside of
mm,
Monrovia. And maybe it'll be a good thing. We expand Monrovia to having an industrial zone so people can go and operate
of course. Okay. Thank you very much, Gus. And just to add up to some of our these issues with air pollution, well, it's not just about Lone Star. I don't know how you guys do your work, but what I think is from the onset of an institution, that will cause these kind of things, these kind of companies normally you expect to have air pollution and all of that. That is why before these kind of companies open, there has to be an inspection. I'm sure inspections have to go on before a company opens. It's almost like you when you have these fintech institutions that are opening, the mother body who is responsible to do regulation got to go to these institutions and see what measures you have in place. Let's say for the banking sector, before the bank opens, you must have certain amount of money deposited in central bank and all of that. This happens during the regulation period. So when you go to do your regulation, you inspect these facilities and see how these people plan on tackling air pollution. Look at Simenko you have down there in on the Bushwell Island. Do you know how many people who have come up with complaints, constant complaints about the air pollution that is causing down there? Those who are responsible to inspect these things, did they do their jobs? Because sometimes we're only looking at how much the people can put in our pockets. That's what we Liberians are always after. You go to do inspection, and the people put their hands in their pocket and take us some kind of huge bill of money and give it to you. I mean, and then the next thing you get very lenient on the issue. You don't want to even look at what the harms is going to cost your people and all of that. I think we should prioritize these things. This is an old age thing. Lone Star office been down there for several years, and the people have been complaining and complaining and complaining, and it's sad. It
almost
is
30
really
years
sad.
at least. Yeah, 30 years about, right?
Exactly.
Or
And
more.
it's sad that we're coming now to talk about these things. Do you know how many people have suffered from that? When you were giving you are giving such
But here's the other thing.
a
Did
business
they even do
person.
study? Did they even do study and see maybe people can be there could be a class action lawsuit?
I'm sure
In
they
other
didn't do that,
countries they do that. Yes.
or they
They look
just
at
did it
it.
on the surface, collected the money and went home because the people are always interested in what they can get. Always what they can get. For the onset of putting that structure there for Lone Star to rent, I mean, you should have had this in place already. That's something that's there to lift the smoke all the way up to the sky so it doesn't pollute the environment right there. It goes to the air, and most of the chemicals reduces from air before it gets back down. And all of that. These things should have been looked into long since, like long time ago, from the establishment, from the onset of these companies. You cannot have such a company running in an environment that is residential. You have people live there. You literally leave from work during the evening hours. You're tired. You're stressed out. You want to go home and rest when you should be in a quiet environment. You're not just having the noise of the generator. You're also having the pollution. And sometimes these things don't affect us right away. You might be living there. You will not know the effect of it. It's a long-term thing. Couple of years back, we were invited at that community around Simenko there. And there were a lot of complaints from the people. A lot of complaints. Some people were even going blind for that stuff that is being released in the air. It doesn't take one day to affect the people. It takes a long time. And we cannot always close our eyes to these kind of things, because when these things happening to your people and you prefer to take the cash for it, same way we have our labor ministry running in this country, Liberians who should be benefiting more from the country resources are benefiting peanuts only because you go there at the end of the month to these various companies and collect money and take it to your house and feed your family, and you feel good about it. You're not a good person. And until this country can be lifted, we must have the mind, the heart for our own people, the citizens. How can I be living in my country and my country have a lot of natural resources? My country have a lot of money and I'm suffering. I mean, we always say it's not what the country can do for you, it's what you can do for the country. Exactly, yeah. But at the end of the day, nobody will want to always keep fighting and keep working for something and you cannot benefit from it. Look at the minimum wage we have. You got people who make less than $100 per month. You have people like that. I'm making it too much. There are people who make below $50 a month. Yes. Professional people paid a lot of money, go to school, graduate, come to look for a job. And sometimes they will not even follow the requisite order. Of course, there are people working in this town. There's no documents to say, yeah, this person, you work for this institution. No contract letter, no nothing. I mean, you just get employed and you just working. The day they feel they're paying you, they pay you. Some money, feel they're paying you, they ain't owe you nothing. It is sad. It's almost like we live in a country and there's no law. Before a business institution is open, all of these things need to be looked into. Salary structure, policies, all these things. That's how an institution runs. But again, this is Liberia. We're used to these kind of things. All you want to work. You just want to work. At the end of the month, carry something to your family. So sometimes you don't make noise about these things. But it is not fair. It is not. If you employ somebody to work for your institution, give them an employment letter. If you are hiring them for a contract, give them a contract sheet. System we need to work on. System. But this is Liberia. And that's how we're going to be with it. It is really sad. Now you after Lone Star sell MTN. Are you also going to leave from Lone Star and go to Simenko and go to the other companies? Are they putting things in place? Man, we need to do. We need to put our feet down and do the right thing. Let's take a short break quickly and let me hear from this chap.
my musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the right authority. Tell it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it, I mean you check. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them.
We're so sorry we had to take that short break to just handle something quickly. But let's go to our telephone lines now. I think we need to hear from the public. You know, I mean, there are a lot of stories we read from the paper, and we are not going to keep you on just a specific topic. We could either talk about the boycott of the Supreme Court from the LMBS program concerning what the LMBS president said in a press statement we followed on last week on the Supreme Court, bringing issue between, into the lower house and stuff like that. These are all things we want to talk about. We also want to talk about uh, we want to comment. We don't want to just lash at them. We want to also commend EPA for taking this step. It is important, and we are looking to see that they will not just handle it with Lone Star. People should not always wait for community dwellers, to start to complain, because before people start to complain, it means they are affected. And you don't want it to reach that level. You don't want it to reach to where they are affected before, you can get involved and start to do something about it. There are a lot of other communities that are having these very issues. It might not be air pollution, it might be flood. We are in a rainy season. There are people building on the alleys in our various communities. Do we have to go to the Liberian Land Authority? Where is it public where that we should go to? People don't even know where to go to when they're having these issues. And you are faced with these issues because the people will not listen to you. They will buy land on the alley. I mean, the pastor man selling his land and the man want money. The man care whether you coming to put your horse on the alley or you going to put it on a drainage and all of that. And I think some kind of stuff needs to be put in place that people cannot just build. Before you build anything, you must go through the Ministry of Public Works or whoever you should go through. Assessment needs to be done so that you will know whether that spot you're about to build on is okay or is not. And that's why we're having issues with flood. Some of the communities that were not experiencing flood, they are experiencing flood now. And the rain is on us. Look at the number, just think about the number of people that are going to be affected again this rainy season. There are a lot of people who are going to be affected. And you are just sitting there and you have not experienced flood in your community before. It does not mean that you are not going to experience it. People building every day. People building every day and people building anyhow. And so we're asking the government to do something about it before somebody gets to build. I mean, it's your property, it's your land, but I mean, you need to have an engineer do an assessment and know whether that particular spot you want to put the house on is okay, and that's it. We will not be talking about floor issues when people not building on the drainages or people not building on the alley. Sometimes you need to go to your house and somebody like the road I normally use to go home now. Somebody putting fence. It means I have to use. I mean, in that place is the alley, right? It's the alley that everybody been using for several years. There's a bridge connected to that alley. But everybody thinking about putting fence around the place, and they brought the fence. The way they're doing the fence is so close to the road that you have to be very, very careful. That even back that is coming from the opposite direction gotta wait for you to get out of that particular end before you get out. I mean, these things need to be regulated. People should not just jump up and just want to do something without thinking about the effect of it on the community. because if a fence is built down there, it means the water is going to be diverted from going passing at the back there. It's going to take another route. It might enter somebody else's home and all of that. So before we do these things, please, we need to get the regulatory authority involved. Assessment needs to be done. At the end of the day, we can do whatever. I mean, it's a property now. You can do whatever you want to do there, but just know where it's not okay to put the structure or where it's okay to put the structure. So let's open our telephone line 0776 104 104 104. These are the numbers you can call us on, and let's hear your talking point this morning. And those of you following us from the diaspora, call us on +231-886-500-104. +231-886-500-104. That's the number you can call us on. Let's pick our first call. Hello? Caller, are you there? Hello? Oh, we did not cut you off. But keep your calls coming in 0776 104 104 086 500 104. Those are the numbers you can call us on and be a part of our program. Today we are discussing the bold step the EPA has taken based on complaints from the people who live around Lone Star Cell MTM, that is the head office in Congo Town. They have complained concerning the constant noise from the generator, and constant air pollution and all of that. So that's what we're talking about, the work of the EPA. There are several other companies in this country that are posing serious health hazard to community dwellers, the people of Dole community. I don't know how you call it. It's a Freeport community. I think there's a name for it. Around the Freeport end there, people have also complained for several years concerning the pollution that comes from cement coal. And we don't know of other companies that are also posting these serious harmful things in your community. And I think EPA is doing extremely well to handle that issue on that end. We're hoping that they'll be able to look at other institutions that are also posing serious health hazard to you in your various communities. But of course, we're taking calls. Call us on 0776 104 104 086 500 104. These are the numbers you can call us on and let us hear your talking points. All right, let's take our first. Is it first or our second? Hello, welcome.
Thank you. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay, my name is Emmanuel Fra. I'll call you from Johnsonville resident.
Go ahead, Manuel.
Okay, good. So you see, almost many functions of EPA regulation when it comes to the issue that has to do with environmental noise, it falls under EPA work. In fact, noise pollution also falls under EPA work. Right. There's something in noise pollution that we call the decibel. The decibel is used to calculate the noise pollution within an environment. Falls squarely on EPA. So, coming up with Lone Star Cell, first of all, where Lone Star Cell office is a residential area. It's not a commercial. It's not let's say production site. It's not how we call it, a manufacturing site, for example, right? That is clearly residential. So Lone Star Cell having those generators that keep producing sound and keep disturbing the people. Now that two things happen there. Lone Star Cell is causing noise pollution, and Lone Star Cell is also causing air pollution. So that two things that Lone Star Cell producing right there, the smoke from their generators causing air pollution, which also affects the people in the environment there. If you check those people, if you check their health status, you will find out some toxic in their system from that air pollution. Then it causes noise pollution. The people in the area that don't sleep because of those cell generated noise. They don't have a rest that a normal human being is supposed to have. So almost many things that falls directly on the EPA. Two, you talk about Simeco, you talk about other industrial acts or other industrial areas. Yes, but you see, everything in this country should not be politicized. Everything can start from one. There's never you come from you come and reach to 100 without starting from one. So don't start self be used as an example, as a stepping stone to go to the other area. So please, let's take politics out of it. Let's allow the EPA to do their work. I'm not working for EPA. I'm not working for any government agency.
So no. Listen, now, no one is making this political. Okay, I'm only saying that if you're going after Lone Star, I think you should also go after other companies too. It's a good thing for every one of us because everyone everywhere who are residing in the areas are also affected. So we'll hope that this is a start, of legal regulations. And that's what I was saying.
Fine.
So it's not being politicized.
I agree. I appreciate you. But let's wait. When EPA cannot take further steps to go to other industries, then we will now start to hold them responsible. When I was Luther, you were swift. Why the other people there, you are not swift to go there? It's supposed to go to Simeco.
Okay, so when that time comes, definitely trust us. We will go there, and see all of that. That's why I said we must commend EPA first of all for starting this. We're hoping that they'll be able to get to other companies. So I think you're just saying exactly what I said. So let's go ahead, keep our calls coming in 0776-104-104 We're talking about EPA and of course the regulation that is ongoing. We'll hope that it's not just because of a call made from residents. We're hoping that it's going to be extended to every other company out there that are causing serious health hazard for the people in the various residential areas that you have these companies in.
Everything I know you to say. You and your friends, boom, gossip in everything. But I want everything activity. I'm not get this one, I eternal to be positive. Come to my house, what you need, and you drink. Go to my neighbor, you got it over me. What did they say in the cannot need to do? Like be everything activity that I would do. So say, no dispatch, the better we can keep you out. Not keep class, but how they get to do that. Go, every day activity, don't want me to go. Get on the floor, tell them what we do. Everything activity is something that we produce. Here all day, make sure don't go to jail. But let the money spend, yeah, let them do their play. I'm not different. When chicken say, go, it's all gossip.
All right, let's have this person. Hello, welcome. Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon.
Okay, my name is Martino Makaya. I'm on district number 14.
Go ahead.
All right, let me say thank you. Let me say bravo to the EPA. Sometimes our country will have to let politics aside and then we discuss the well-being of our people. The issue that has to do with all these different companies in the city, I think it is very much disheartening where you see a company within the environment and the people within the environment are not benefited or rather being, or affected by those companies. Like for example, you did mention about Simeco, even 30 products that is situated around the Jamaica Road area. If you look at the back of that company, you will see that a lot of dirty water are coming because mind you, the people are playing with rubber in there, they face rubber stuff and they paying all those stuff. The dirty water coming outside and the draining that end of that water coming in, it's not properly safe. It's just that and they are looking at it, and when rain falls, the community, the water, they will flow in the entire community and people working in it. At the end of the day, a lot of people are being affected of those and some of the pollution. So we would love to encourage the EPA to not just go to Luther and go and sit down because someone called. No, they should be able to visit all those different companies, not only Muslims, but all of counties, that those people living within the different environment can be, or secure to different towers. We see people living under the towers, and I think it is very much dangerous for their health. So we think that the EPA will have to do better to put the interest of the people first. They shouldn't go there and then give them one or two Brian Villa and they will come outside and do like the labor minister or ministry normally do. Love for them to put the interest of the citizen and visit the area, let them do the need, take care of the community, take care of the environment so that the people living around them. So thank you for the topic.
Thank you very much. Let's keep your calls coming in to 0776104104 086500104. Those our diaspora line. Cut us on +231-86500104. Okay.
I know you the same. You and your friends who gossiping everything. But our everyday activity. Sometimes I think it's so right.
Hello, welcome to the show. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Esther, how you doing?
I'm fine, my sissy. Oh, we didn't cut you off. Cut us back, and let's hear your points. Sissy, go ahead.
To the diaspora with it.
Funel's not well.
Amen. The old is coming to my picking. Stop.
You should have made a few words just now.
The old is coming. The old is coming now.
I see. I tell you.
Yeah, no, Esther. Some people will call and say, and I'm going to call me, and I drink it, and I know you come here and can't talk about that. I say, you know, the kind of things why one will say it, why one will say, what's after Lusa and because when you are on a train, you're all about on the road, you see it. You know what I'm saying? See it. We get a far love here. Get a place here. Go to the company and they're going to be a fast time. What's the place? The whole thing of course, you see that one, so you're going to do that. What is that going to do? They don't have business. Or do it with business. I was going to want to blow you, baby, say, they never know. So they, we're not doing it. You see that one? You're going to lose that. But if you lose that, the people are saying, I'm going to give you money. What's the money from? You living that far. They're going to lose that. Let us remember there. What are you going to do? The people coming to complain, they're complaining. The Mahala just they're up on the tower. It's going to be that way. See, like, not that you put the apple on it. They're talking about who are fast of it. And let's forget for them, man. When I forget about it, for them. There's no problem explain about they get project. That's how you're asking the boy the country. You think I'm not going to put a happy look for who was to look for a happiness. But we attack with the person that's the very country. They got the body, yeah, I don't lose that. So what you want there? So what was in there? Don't get a project here, man. Take care, man. Esther.
Hello, welcome. Hello. Let's take another person. Hello, welcome.
How are you, Esther?
I'm okay.
Okay, I'm not calling from Baburu County in Tarayimata.
Go ahead, let's hear you.
Okay, Esther, it's all very important, but if they can actually do something, the only star on Lone Star, because I got a property that is full complex. Right? They buy for the hotel, they can't have a water party or whatever. That was a part of the people are not using LEC, that generator they put using water. We are complaining. The smoke, if you go to the back of the hotel was smoke complex. The back of that hotel, the smoke is damaging our children water. We are called EPA, we are called from place to place. Once they know about the air comes to our call. So EPA will not only go after Lone Star, our children, they are getting sick from our community for escape the back to the back of the water. They got a water party there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the smoke is stepping on the smoke complex. It's stepping on the smoke when they put that machine on. No, actually, the smoke cannot be easy. The whole company actually, except let's say our children getting sick, we are called, nobody can call. Okay.
So we are hoping that they are also listening and that they will be able to reach out there to you guys.
They need to help us. The back of the water, the smoke complex, the back of the water, they got a water party there. The machine are using the community. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you for calling. Let's have another person. Hello, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma. What's here?
Yeah.
I know your voice, man. Go ahead.
I want to thank you, my daughter. My daughter asked for their problem when you explain it concerning their company thing. I ever said, baby, my baby. And that's some words. More smoke. You should listen to all journalists. Their problem are in Liberia. If our leaders, if they pull Liberia first, if they lost their country, they will do the right thing. But when the company they come and talk, when they send that in your people office, what they concern about is the kickback. What they will benefit, not what the country will benefit or what the citizen will benefit, is what they and the family will benefit. Now I put you in the problem. See the time when you start in the country, they kind of warning a loose in the country. We should be discussing about loose pollution. Loose we should be discussing about it. But for the time they poke all the money they pay for the Liberian people up to the time and what billions there, they're not able to look in the people face to then say they must do the right thing. So my daughter, we just pray to God. The kind of country, they blessed country that God gave us. The people that we can put to power, the people that we can put in various offices, where they put a point that they get support to the country and the citizen. So let God help us. Thank you, my baby.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your contribution. Hello, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah, how are you? I'm Lieutenant Ray calling from District 17 to Big Reserve.
Go ahead, let's see.
Yeah, I want to say thanks for your topic on discussion. You know, my sister on is serious. No, we have to be serious in our country. Our country belongs to each and every one of us. What I have to say is this. You know, my sister, this country, it cannot just start all over this place. The country must be a starting point. What EPA is doing for me, when they are doing it selective, I have problem with it. When it starts, because first of all, if they're trying to start a project, my sister, they will not drag it out and cover the whole entire country at once. They will start from one company, from one area to one area, from another area to another area. So, let people, I think the only problem that we have with them, when they have not gone in the various community, they just target only one specific company and decide to lead the rest of the company, then I get problem with it. But when they start to target a company, from community to community, even those the commoners of this country, that they only we are serious problem. Let them even the companies. Some of us in this country, we don't want to do anything. We want to complain, they want that one. But people will tell us, when you are paying their house, when you are paying their store, you are on the alley. Yet instead, people will go and do it. Tomorrow, if government comes and try to tell people to leave the area, we complain. When government go the area, we complain. When government turn on the other area, we complain. So my question to us as a last man, what do we want for our government to do for us? That would they tell them. Because when they start with losers, people complain, they start with losers, when they live in the other company. They will not start with all the company in Labrador as one. And one government will not settle all that stuff, deal with all the company at once. They will start from somewhere. At the end of the day, when they leave it, another government will come in. They start from where the person has started. Then they go in. You think maybe the South African government able to cover the whole entire country with all the government, all the private entity? No, he will do some. So we pray that the one that he will do, he should do it the best. The next government will come. The one that they will do it the best. They will start from where? South Africa start. People complain. Oh, then they lead a company, then they lead a company. Aquana here, the other company here. So where are the the thing we are now talking about the lead a company? Where do we want it to start? Why do we want to start that we will not complain? Then we can tell the Israel talk and no, don't start the way. Lead the other area, go start the other area. We should not want our politics like this. We should only pray our politics, our leader, then to do the right thing. That we will, when the next government will come, we will not go back to where they have started. Let the cap from where they stop, they pick up on there. But we just condemn everything. We just condemn everything because maybe the other person will vote, but not there. So we know nothing will happen. And forget to know that we will be the today that the smoke is embarrassing us. Who company today that the water is running on in our community? Is that our leader? Is that our leader? It's not our leader. It's we ourselves are complaining. How many of our official houses that water they enter there or now we're entering in the rainy city? My sister, some people have the assuming but the toilet from the various from will enter in the bedroom. How many of our do that? And the water do that to their houses. So now we condemn. The only thing I will pray the country is you not there do the best. When you sit down and that person will kind of the money not go back to what you have started again. There should people from where you have started. Then we start moving forward. But just condemn it, and we ourselves will not do anything towards the country. What are we doing for our country as a citizen?
Okay.
How many of us can say don't throw their own road about one another? Say, oh no, my brother, don't throw their own road. We are not doing it. How many are helping the government or any other government are going to be? We want to sit down, just talk. No, the country got to move forward, man. So thank you for the show. Not everything in this country is politics. Thank you so kindly.
Okay. Let's keep our calls coming in 0776 104 104 0886 5001 04 0886 500104. Those are the numbers you can call us on. Those of you following us from the diaspora and want to participate, call us on +231 886 500104. We don't have much time. We have less than 10 minutes more to go. Let's have this person. Hello.
Yeah, welcome.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to commend the EPA for what they have started. My only advice to them is that they should not be selective. Whosoever phone companies, they should deal with them accordingly. Today, people using generator, as the other caller just said, are sick, getting sick on sick, right? Dying freely for nothing. But you are living in a community where the people are constantly polluting the community with a lot of gas, you know. So, as the man just said, you can't start pull everybody together. You will take your time, small. At the end of the day, you will reach to a point that will make it easy for the country. So, it's a good start, and it's not good for everything to be politicized. The election finished from the day we voted Joseph, that was the end. The new government that is now in place should be supported by the citizens and have the country going forward. So I commend it. Then it is now who's elected. The students should not fear nobody and do it because the people will be in their support. And it will be beneficial to we the Liberian people. This is the thing to have. Nobody can put me. I'm born Liberian. Even if I go to the state, thank you.
Okay. And keep your calls coming in. We will take at least three more calls and then we can call it a day. So let's keep our calls coming in. Let's keep our calls coming in 077 6104 104 0886 500104. Keep your calls coming in and let's hear your take on what we're talking about today. Hello, welcome.
Yeah, this is Augustine Let's call it from Brampton.
Let's hear you, Augustine.
Yes, sometimes some people can all make policy. The government has so many things to do.
Mm.
Even the rule they face in some places when they poor black, they reach there for them to bust it, they leave it. Because they put pay them money. So the ones when they say we have to tell somebody to do here. So the ones say, oh, everything I policy, no. Government has right to tell people they don't do this. So people will not say that they say everything I policy. We some of us will be in the country for so many years. Some people can see the place. They even know that they play it, if they pay us there, that they play the water party, they can learn the food bidding. They can say that they do pay up party there. No. The poor man have to politics inside. You should start a rating. That's my third point there. Bye-bye.
Okay. Hello, welcome.
Hello?
Hello.
Esther,
Yes.
anytime we call, any program we spoke, yes. When the past leader was there, everything was political. But today, now, not be political, right? Anytime we call, they get ready to respond to us. They will respond for who said they don't want to see anybody that will call. The man that will political, well, we're yet, but we're not evil, we're not anything, but we want real. We're again for the devil. They forgot this so soon. They will call the country, but maybe police now, one defend, one praise worker. Anytime we call them defend, we get time for that nonsense on the show. We want defend, but not yet. Because it was bad, it's a terrible people. But when I do the right thing, he said it was wrong thing. So to them will say that, just get a response. Thank you.
Okay, man, sissy. Yeah, I'll keep your calls coming in. We'll take at least one more call. We'll take one more call and then we can call it a day. It's important that we talk about these things, right? This is why this platform is here so that we all can express our view on the various topics. So let's have our last caller. Hello.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yes, but you have to walk away from your monitor or I will cut you off, please.
Yeah, my point is, when I bring the EPA, pressure in the community, because the chairman in the community can be responsible, because the chairman and the black leader can allow the parents to see horses on the alley, all the area there. So all the bring them go to EPA, but also bring the community leader there too. It's important.
Okay. Thank you for your point. Let's squeeze this person in. Go ahead.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
My birthday.
Yeah. February 10.
Oh yeah, February 10.
Okay.
I'm the right of the brother. Johnny Agma is my name.
Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, I call you from Brazil. But you see, in America, we all need a better Liberia, and things need not to be politicized. We know that it need not to be politicized. But the other people, like what my sister said, they knew that his way was a bad thing. Oh no, and not where we eat. His hospital was a bad thing. Oh no, not hospital you eat. Oh, being good, being infrastructure was a bad thing. Oh no, and now you eat at the time. Oh, today, you reach your turn, you tell a lot of people say they can politicize everything. You tell them we never knew. You knew that they can politicize everything at the time. You knew that. Oh, so they reach your turn. All what you were doing against the other government, and you looking for free space. I mean, you are not doing it to the Liberian people. We do it ourselves. For me, I may not go the right that other going. I will allow development to flow. But you, the UPS, you no one knew that development was to flow. In the past, you've seen the flexibility of development at the time doing just we have done. But you people were saying that no. I mean, you don't want development. But then I reach a turn now. You want the other people to give you the free space and using the water. You can politicize everything, but you were politicizing things yesterday. That's how I see you, man.
Okay, so that's our last call for today. This is all the call we are able to take. And this is also how we like to draw down curtains on today's presentation of the program from the Print News. I'm sorry we're not taking any other call. and because we have to go, we have commercial commitment coming up next, and it was wonderful being here, talking about our environment, most especially residential areas that have the companies that are posing serious harm to the community. At least to talk about the noise, right? The most important thing is the air pollution. I understand that it's difficult to live in an environment where there's serious, noise. A generator as large as that machine. I feel sad for the people who live in that end because you go home in the evening hour where you need to rest. Literally rest. Sometimes you take office work with you and you want to rest and you cannot rest because of the environment you live in. I think it's about time you people, handle all of that. And we're hoping that you do not just handle Lone Star, you go to other companies that are posing these kind of serious health hazards to the community and have them, you know, handle it in a way that they can still keep running their companies and the community will not have, the kind of problems that they're having with them. So until you hear from us again, that's going to be on tomorrow at 11 o'clock for another presentation of the program from the Print News. My name is Esther Daku. Gwas Koma was here. Do have yourselves a great day. Bye bye.